Hey there, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again with another one of our Zoom chats. These are benefits for the members of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce. It is our opportunity to be able to highlight what you're doing and share it with everybody else who's on our social media. And today I have the one and the only Dr. Duncan, who is the founder and chair of Animal Companions of Las Cruces. Dawn, I get to see you on a regular, but I'm really glad to see you right now for our Zoom chat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thanks, Carrie, for having me. I'm excited about this.
Oh, this is gonna be great. And I love being able to share about what you're doing. You know, when we first met at the Community Foundation, it was during that Giving Day is when we met. And from the start, you have been a firecracker about advocating for this. And so I just absolutely adore it. And so tell me how you started Animal Companions of Las Cruces. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to go, oh, yeah, as soon as you start telling your story. So if you
Yeah.
will, share with us that.
Yeah, I'm afraid that my story might be similar to a lot of people's, right?
Yeah.
So one of our dogs, Fergus, who is a Schnauzer Beagle rescue, he had cancer surgery in 2021. We had moved here in 2019, and there had been that long, big billboard on Wyatt that said 24/7 emergency, and I assumed we had it. And of course, we established with our vet and all. But he started bleeding out early on a Saturday morning after his cancer surgery. Turned out he was allergic to Rimadyl, which we would find out later, very common pain med, and he was shedding his stomach lining. And as soon as I saw this early in the morning, I was going out with him. I immediately called our vet, and I called every vet in town, and I got that same voicemail that you have to go to El Paso.
Yeah.
So we bundled him into the car. We drove to El Paso. I thought we were going to lose him.
Yeah.
And I had to go up to the desk 3 times and say, you're gonna have to take him back. Deal with me later. Get him back there. We were there like 12 hours. And that night when we were driving back, because we were there till like 7 at night, I was outraged to think that the second largest city in New Mexico doesn't have 24/7 emergency care for our pets, especially a city that had a Dog Cruces magazine,
Right.
Just like, what? And I decided to write an editorial. I was an English professor for, almost 3 decades, and I know how to write, but I also thought it was really important not just to be outraged, but to come up with a solution. So I pulled together like-minded people. They came out of the woodwork after they read the editorial.
Yeah, I've been to that
Right.
hospital and I know exactly what you're going through. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, one of our board members, her dog died in the parking lot.
Oh.
And so there are so many really difficult stories.
Yeah.
So we created a civic action group and began to research to what do we need to do to work toward having a 24/7 emergency clinic here. Long and short, it is not possible for our veterinarians to create a consortium where they come in and they do one night a month or something like that, because we rate a 12 out of a possible score of 100 according to the American Veterinary Medical Association and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They do a study. That means nearly inaccessible. And what that means, nearly inaccessible vet care, means all of our veterinarians are way overworked.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So we pulled them together and said, what can we do? How can we help you all expand your services? How can we support you? And how can we begin to move toward that 24/7 emergency? That is what established our goals and our processes. And so that was the beginning.
Wow.
We've been a nonprofit since 2022, so 6 months later, and we're under the fiscal sponsorship of the amazing Community Foundation.
Those folks over there are amazing. They are, and it's a really good relationship, especially for starting nonprofits, because it takes a lot of work to start a nonprofit.
Yeah, I never knew I would be doing this.
Right.
But it's needed.
Well, and so you've found that, that a lot of people there are people who understand what you do, and then there are people who don't understand what you do, and they call you. And the great thing I think you've agreed with is that, we've got this network of groups that are doing things for animals, and several of them are members of the Green Chamber.
Right.
And so how do you distinguish like what services you provide and then what other groups do?
Well, I do want to make clear that we support all of our veterinary clinics. You will never hear me say a negative word about any of them,
Yeah.
and we support and adore all of our rescues. So I think it's really important to work collaboratively, and that includes with our shelter, with our city. It is very important. But what we offer, we're not a rescue, even though we end up helping with that a lot. We're not a rescue. So here is what we do. Okay. So the first thing we did, based on what the vets told us they wanted, is we created a partnership with the international group Vet Triage. And that is a consortium of veterinarians very concerned about the crisis, who have given of their time to Vet Triage. And we hand out magnets all over this city. So it's also on our website. And there's a link to Vet Triage, their QR code, their link. They will do a televet either by computer or phone with anybody. And it is a $50 flat fee.
Wow.
Right. And they can handle 60 to 80% of what are emergency calls. If it's something that needs hands-on, like Fergus, right? What we were going through.
Yeah.
They won't charge you. They will tell you if Animal Hospital is open, because Animal Hospital has now extended some weekend hours, right? They'll tell you go there or to El Paso.
Yeah.
But that has helped lift the burden. And a number of our vet clinics actually put that on their front desk or their website. So it helps lift some of their burdens. So that's number one, Vet Triage.
And before you go on, though, I want to let you know, I mean, you'll have the website here. I'm looking at the Vet Triage, and you can connect in 3 steps.
Yes.
And that's like telehealth for your animals.
Yes. And I would strongly recommend that everybody get on there and set up there. It's free to set up your account. So set up your account, because you don't want to have to do that in the middle of an emergency, right? And I've already had to use them once because of some health things here. We have some cannabis gummies, and one of them got into it. So,
oh, geez.
So the second thing we did was we created 3 to 4 minute educational videos. And that is something our veterinarians wanted. Those are free and accessible on our website or on our YouTube channel, which is just, youtube.com/@Animal Companions. And that's spay and neuter, infectious diseases and vaccines, obesity, snake bite, heartworm, and cannabis, because of where we live.
Yeah.
We're planning 2 more. One will be on colic, because that's so common in horses. And one will be on knee surgeries for dogs, which is also very common.
Yeah.
So having that educational arm to help pet parents avoid emergencies or help veterinarians show pet parents, that's also crucial. The third really important thing we do that takes up so much of our time and our funds until we get that clinic going is we provide for free our services to all the clinics and to the shelter to go and recruit for them new hires.
Ooh, yeah. I see on your website you've got veterinary clinic jobs posted.
Yes. And so so I was, there were a team of us, 4 of us at the American Veterinary Medical Association. We had 124 significant conversations. We don't click unless it's a significant conversation.
Yeah.
So, and then we have created practice partnerships with university veterinary schools. Because I was a professor for so long, I know that world. And so we go and we recruit at the veterinary schools. So that's very important. Another service that we provide that feeds right into the recruitment is we offer travel, housing, and meals for any veterinary student who comes and does an externship for 2 to 4 weeks. We just had a fantastic extern this summer, and she just signed a contract to come back and work at one of our hospitals.
Way to go.
That's the number one data point and the number one way to get them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we do, and she'll get this as well, is we offer a $10,000 scholarship to any successful candidate on top of whatever the employer is offering. So if you think about it, what we're doing, Carrie, when we're recruiting, because I may be recruiting for 13 different positions, I'm recruiting for Las Cruces. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're selling Las Cruces.
Yeah.
We can help all the clinics expand. And, the number one mission down the road, but this is going to take a while because it takes big funds, is that 24/7 emergency clinic. And our colleagues in the veterinary profession have told us they want a standalone, 24/7. It's not associated with any one of them, that they can send to, just like they do to El Paso now, but here in Las Cruces, serving southern New Mexico.
That's amazing. And I've got some ideas that we can do in my other volunteer job that we might be able to
Oh, good.
figure something out. So as we wrap up today, Dawn, how can animal lovers, because I mean, I love the idea of the vet triage. And as soon as we're done, I'm going to sign up on because we've got 2 rescue cats and a rescue tortoise. And we know people who would really benefit from that in case there's an emergency and they can't get to the vet. So that's
I got
incredible.
my 2 boys sitting right here by me.
Do they? Nice. So how can people help what you're doing?
Okay. So go on our website, and we need some boots on the ground. We are a small board. There are 6 of us, and we have 240 plus supporters, but supporters are not the same as people doing the actual work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need people who are helping by doing all kinds of things. Letter writing, we're advocates, to government, as you know. So letter writing campaigns, helping with our events. We have a big event coming up in September. Helping with training to do some of the recruitments. I can't do all of those trips. We need, so I train people to help them know how to do that recruitment. And so we're beginning to have some other people go out to do some of the recruiting as well. We need donations, obviously.
Yeah.
To be quite frank, we haven't started a capital campaign because you usually need about 1/3 of that funding before you will start a capital campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually get a 24/7 emergency standalone clinic, you're talking $2 to $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I firmly believe that city, county, state could help with that, but not if it's not on their radar as a serious problem. And we have to realize that the problems with our pets affect the problems with our humans.
Mm-hmm.
They are so linked. Mental health, abuse, all kinds of things. So
Yeah.
we've got to get it on their radar, and we've got to say, look, these funds are needed every bit as much for this as for, I love film. We're giving a lot of money to the film industry. Hey, give some of that to the animals.
Yeah, I got some ideas on that. So we'll talk offline.
Okay, good.
On that. So the website that you've mentioned is in the text, either above or below, all depending on what platform you're looking at. Dawn, I am in such awe because it is such a huge endeavor to take on to do this, but it's not impossible.
No, it's not.
It's not. And that's the thing that I really appreciate about your approach to this, is knowing that it's not impossible and really trying to collaborate, because when it comes down to funding, if you don't collaborate, you're not going to get it. Nonprofits know they can't work in silos anymore.
That's right.
And so that's fantastic. So if you'd like to help out Animal Companions of Las Cruces, certainly financial donations are welcome. But also, if you've got some time on your hands and you've got some fur babies sitting next to you, or you've got horses in your life, or you've got cats. In my case, I've also got a tortoise. I'll show you right here. That is my tortoise Beaver.
Hey, Beaver.
Yeah, well, yeah. A 4-year-old named it at the time. But if you've got an animal in your life and you want to help try and bring a clinic here for a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week clinic, and want to help Dawn and her crew in their efforts, go ahead and contact them at animalcompanionsoflascruces.org. That is the website. You can go ahead and make a donation as well, and get in touch with this woman who is amazing. Dawn, thank you so much for all that you're doing. I'm so grateful, and I know that we will be talking again soon. So
thank you, Carrie. Thank you very much.